Tinder texting series number 5. What we have right here is an account for one of the many accounts that I run on Tinder for several guys. As you can see here, this is the real deal. I've optimized his profile. I've gotten him to 107 likes, as you can see right here. And I've gotten him several dates. And I've gotten him some incredible results. Now, this is one of the many accounts that I run. And as you can see in this guide, I'm going to be showing you many Tinder conversations. And I'm going to show you how you can get the results yourself. And I'll analyze those texts. Now, if you want to be included in these series, just like the guys I'm showing you today, send me a text and I'll do a video on it and I'll give you my upper hand and give you what I can to show you how you can get results on Tinder. I run over 30 active Tinder profiles, and what you just saw was one of the many accounts that has gotten to 107 likes. I've optimized his profile and now I message girls for him. It's that simple, it's that easy to get results. Now, these are my own results and this is nothing, okay? I wish I could show you more insane texts and more insane results, but obviously YouTube won't allow me to show you news. As you can see here, I had to block this off. If you want to use your imagination, feel free. You can imagine what is behind that white piece of, like, that white box. Anyway, let's get straight into part 5 of this texting series that we've got running on this channel, and let's get straight into it. So here's the contents for this guide. Messages from my personal Tinder account and messages from the Tinder profiles that I've run for other men and get them dates, as you saw in the beginning. These men are average dudes, so this is going to work for you, okay? No matter what position you're in, this is going to help you out. I intentionally designed this texting strategy over the last couple of years to make sure that it gets the best results humanly possible. So let's get started, okay? First, texting analysis. Recovering from a mistake. This comes from Shane's Tinder profile, and we're going to get straight into it, okay? So, as you can see here, with this one, we had permission as well to share, so I'm going to have that included on the side because some people have had questions and concerns about the confidentiality. I get permission to share certain messages and certain ones I don't, but you guys don't care about that, so I'm just going to get straight into the video. So this is a Tinder account I'm running for Shane. As you can see, he opened without the name. I took over a little later, and hence why it's a recovery situation in this scenario. As you can see here in the red box, Shane opens up with a bad opener, and from this I had to recover it for him, and this is how it went. Now obviously I did my best here to work with the conversation. The reply of a pretty face was a mistake, and since this is validation, she curved it. As you can see, she did not reply for an entire day. Now bear in mind, I did not send this message. This message was sent by Shane himself. Now I went for a recovery of "Are you always this talkative?" to reopen the chat. This one is risky because it's very passive aggressive and it can even come off as feminine. But Shane had the feminine appeal, so it would have worked since I studied his profile extensively and his traits to come up with a custom tailored strategy for him to get results on Tinder. Now I want you all to take a good look at yourself real quick and decide if you fit into a feminine appeal or a masculine appeal as a guy, and then cultivate a similar texting strategy based off of that. If you're more of a masculine guy, you're going to go for a more direct, more manly approach, and you're not going to say things that will come off as a bit bitchy or a bit girly. For example, saying "Are you always this talkative?" You wouldn't expect that from a guy that is very masculine, has a beard, goatee, facial hair, very big and muscular. It just doesn't sound right. It comes off as really odd. But if you're a guy that's obviously got long flowing hair, like, you know, pretty boy, whatever, you can come off as a little bit bitchy and get away with it. It's that simple. Anyway, the recovery did get a reply back here and a double text, which was great, but still using this recovery, I lost appeal and attraction, which meant that this lowered the chances of a result. Now, using this trick is risky because it can make you look desperate to a girl. But if a girl doesn't reply in 2 days, it is worth the risk. Never say this if it's been less than 24 hours, since your reply could actually lead to, you know, making you look like a desperate loser. Because chances are she may have not seen your messages, okay? If you send it too soon, it's just going to look terrible. But if it's been around 24 hours or more, then yeah, it's safe to say this message. It's safe to play it in, okay? Anyway, to follow up, we close with assumption, and essentially right here, she talks about having ADHD, and now people with ADHD have impulsive traits, and because of that we go for a date involving alcohol, a classic in the UK, and this appeals to degenerate university girls. This reply is simple and it indicates fun. The bad decisions is also in the message, appeals to girls too because it looks fun and spontaneous, and that is the goal, to look attractive. Another thing to mention is, I'm not sure if this is the same for girls all around the world, but girls particularly in the UK, and very specifically in the UK, they all talk about having ADHD. So obviously I'm just going to take the piss out of her and make fun of her for that. Now moving on. She says that right here, I can't say no if alcohol is involved. Typical degenerate slutty university girl. As you can see, it's working well. So now the conversation is getting somewhere and it's leading to a close. As you can see, she did mention alcohol is involved, so this means that I can actually close for a date, and she is playing into what I have planned out for her. Now, we go for a soft close here and exaggerate the date, and then we get a date sorted, and these are the results for this one, as you can see right here. I had to blur for obvious reasons with YouTube, keeping with, you know, YouTube's rules. I can't show too much sexual shit, but just, you can imagine without the blur what this would be with, you know, just you can just use your brain. It's that simple. But yeah, Shane also requested to keep his identity private for obvious reasons. It's not kind of comfortable for everyone to put their face on the channel. But regardless, he got a gym date with her, cardio at home, and the first date with obviously our one-to-one guidance on what to do. So we told him exactly what to do on this date, step by step, and we structured it using psychology. So he ended up having this happen in the bedroom and this one right here. So yeah, it's that simple. It's that easy. You can go from the gym to having sex. It's that easy. It's simple as that. Anyway, moving on. Close, finish, setup, ACA. This is an example from Amit's Tinder profile. So you're going to be seeing a setup finish that we used here. And this is a girl called Alicia, okay? So we open up with a new custom line tailored towards our guy, Ahmed, of we would be a power couple. Bear in mind, this doesn't work for every guy. It's custom. But this line essentially just makes a girl imagine what they would be like as a couple. It's a decent opener for the right guy. So obviously, if you're a more masculine guy, as I mentioned, you're not going to use this line. If you use this line, you're just going to get ignored, unfortunately. Now, for certain guys, this is going to work really well. Specifically, Ahmed. It worked out very well for him. Anyway, her reply is good here. She states that she would be the power in the couple. Now, I want you all to think, what could you do here with what she has replied with? Now, I want you to think hard for me, okay? Just think. It's a good reply. She's a cute girl. Now, most guys would get excited here and give in to the girl. Now, more experienced guys would give a reply along the lines of, well, I'd like to see that power in you. But here is a reply we went for with my 10 years of experience in the game of helping men in dating and running several Tinder accounts, okay? I went with, sounds like you like being on top. It's a really simple reply, and it makes it sexual, okay? It sounds like you like being top, basically just pushes for the sexual conversation. It's just a great way to escalate. Now, I would have made it more specific and discussed missionary, but leaving open-ended to her reply is good because now she has multiple replies to go for. What I mean by this is she said that she likes being on top, and this could mean in terms of sex or in terms of the dynamic in a relationship or in competition or in life or her personality of wanting to be powerful, which is also supported by her reply in saying that I would be the power in the couple. So far it's looking too good, and this is what she came up with. So, working our way down, her reply here is expected. She's playing games and testing us. It's a tricky reply, and it requires work to pull off successfully. The trick is to pin the reply back on her, which I'll show you now on how you can pin it on her, okay? So she said maybe that's true, maybe that's not. That's not a good reply from her because it's just really tricky to work with. I personally hate girls who do this, but she is quite a cute girl, so it was quite an expected reply from her. As you go up the ranks of talking to girls, the hotter the girls are, the harder it is to pull them, unfortunately, because their egos are more inflated, they get more attention and validation from guys, and that in turn results to the texting side of things to be a lot harder. Anyway, so I pin it on her by saying you can't make me come then, yeah? And girls with her dynamic hate being challenged or doubted. They feel proud to make a man come, and even if that is disgusting to us, obviously, this reply is an assumption that will make her validate herself and say, no, I can make you come. So you'll see her reply now, and I'll be honest with you, it isn't the best reply from her, but she still fell for the bait, okay? It's not what I expected. It's not as exaggerated with her practically begging and fighting for my approval, but it's something I can turn into some serious magic. As I said, this girl is fairly cute, so it's not the same. It's not going to be as easy. Anyway, now, once again, we had to do some exaggeration and blow up our reply with her, and this is how we safely close her for a number and a date. So I said to her, nah, you ain't saying if you like being on top or not, so I can't trust you. So now we're just pushing it towards her, putting the responsibility on her, which means she has to carry the weight of the conversation. Now she says, I don't mind it, and this is a soft reply regardless. We're going to use the ACP setup here because this is going to work. So all you have to do is exaggerate a little harder here to make her fall for our bait. Now, I go for another assumption and press and state, so a girl that likes being the bottom during sex to flip the script. It's a tough situation to navigate, but regardless, crafting a solution is required from me. That is a standard of when I'm running these accounts. This is why people trust me and they come to me and present their Tinder accounts. It's because I'm the very best at what I do. There is no one that can challenge me. There's no one that is better than me at this sort of line of work, and I promise you that now. The text you're seeing here, this is literal magic. If you saw some of the guys I work with, you would be shocked. I don't work with 10 out of 10 beautiful men. Trust me. I work with average dudes. Anyway, terrible reply from her. It's just a simple yes, and it's getting bad. But I have a few tricks up my sleeve to play this one out. We change the conversation from sexual to something more wholesome. We tell her, good, you'll stay at the bottom when I beat you in Just Dance. This is good because she did not feel the sexual vibes, and this change was powerful and shows the girl that you're a front guy. And of course, this girl is also a ballerina, so Just Dance is something she would be into. So this is a little bit of an analysis from me and my understanding of what kind of girl code she fits into, and this is obviously something that I came up with. Anyway, she fell for the bait, and now it's down to me to convert it with efficiency. She clearly likes Just Dance, and obviously she even holds herself competitively towards it. Now all I have to do is play on it. Now the key takeaway here, guys, is find activities girls like, such as Just Dance, Mario Kart, and games girls love, okay? This is a huge edge. If you want to have easy sex with girls, sleep with girls, then this is what you need to know. You just got to know what girls like and what games they play, and you can use that to your advantage, okay? Now, another note, look, she even double texted here with a reply, and this shows how powerful this shit is. Just by talking about Just Dance, she sent a double text, okay? She literally had to reaffirm, and she had to really push for the statement of, I'm practically unbeatable. Most people typically would be just like, that's impossible, I'm just amazing at Just Dance. Perfectly normal to say. But the fact she has to say it again just shows how much enthusiasm she has towards obviously being good at Just Dance. Anyway, with the double text, I now go in for a test close. This is where I push the responsibility of a date onto her, and I also indicate incentives of Ahmed owning a penthouse, and I also suggest a fun activity, which is cocktails. I make it into a challenge by telling her the loser gets spanked to make it sexual. Now, bear in mind, guys, you don't actually need to own a penthouse. That is just a small little bit of detail to make the girl have an incentive. If you own your own place or an apartment, you can still say a penthouse. No girl's going to question it when she shows up. Obviously, if you live in a council estate piece of shit, don't say that. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, now, obviously, more double text here. We are close to securing here, but this, taking a look at the reply, she gives me bait to work with, suggesting Ahmed doesn't have a penthouse, but to find out, she has to meet him first, so it's a win-win for us. The only way she's going to find out if Ahmed actually has a penthouse or not is to show up on the date. And once she's on the date, the whole thing of him lying about having a penthouse doesn't matter when he's inside her. It's that simple. Anyway, I go for a soft close approach here, and I tell her if I have a penthouse, she has to give Ahmed the blowjob, and she would give him regardless if he does or doesn't. Okay, so don't get twisted. Once again, you don't need to own a penthouse or a Lambo to get girls. It's that simple. Anyway, now with the foundations laid out, we secure a number, and the date is secured. It's going to be secured via phone call and WhatsApp texting, etc. Okay, getting a girl's number is crucial to your success. The work to get it is it's basically just the first step in the game, okay? Then you have to set a date and actually perform the date, and then at last in bedroom, and then the cycle continues. Anyway, moving on, the WhatsApp finish. This one comes from Jack's Tinder profile, okay? So these are actually WhatsApp messages. These are the kind of conversations you would essentially have with a girl after you get her number. So I'm going to show you what you do to actually get a date. So let's get straight into it, okay? So yeah, this is how you set up a WhatsApp finish, text, and close. We start with the classic, what am I saving your context as? I'm thinking future wife with the girl's name. As all of you know, when you make a move from the Tinder conversation to WhatsApp, it ruins the flow that you have with it. It can reset the conversation, and because of that, we had to reopen with the future wifey line because it allows me to pick up pace on where we lost the conversation, so we can get back to sexual conversation and press for a date. Now, majority of the time when you come off of Tinder with a girl and you go into WhatsApp, there's always that awkward feeling of where the conversations just died down. Like a moment ago, you're talking about what position you're going to have sex with this girl and how you're going to use her in the bedroom. Now, as soon as you get her number, it's like everything's just reset. You can't go back into it. It's really fucking difficult. And because of that, this line is really nice and it's really good to play back into it, and it allows you to essentially just dig back in and get straight into the game. It's that simple. Anyway, obviously she fell for the bait and no reply from her. It's not insane or great, but it's typically a good reply, so our opener works. So typically what it is looks like is, what am I saving your contact as, with their name? And then she goes, that's entirely up to you. That's normal. That is literally what any normal person would fucking say. Now, obviously right here, we play our line, and the power play is this opener right here. I was telling her I'm thinking future wifey to come off as a romantic guy that can sweep her off her feet. Now, this just restarted the entire system of, not the system, the entire emotions and connection or flow of the sexual conversation. This right here just basically took it from 0 to 100. It's that simple. So, moving forward. Anyway, good reply from her. Girls like this are great. She's playing along with the strategy, and this makes it even easier for us to close her. I call this chemistry, and this is how you can see if a girl is guaranteed to show up to a date. So right here, she said, I'm taking husband applications, care to fill in a form. She's playing along with it. Really, really nice. If a girl's playing along with your flirt, if she's flirting back with you, playing along really nicely, and not just giving borderline dry fucking low intelligent replies, then yeah, you're really like doing well, okay? For a girl to put effort into her replies, that is a good sign. Most girls do not put effort in their replies. They get things very easily in life, and the fact she's putting effort in her reply, that's a really good sign. So that's a choosing signal for you guys. Anyway, we continue the conversation for a few days about daily life and small talk, which I won't include, but after that, we go for a date essentially, and during the small talk, we basically, if you want to know what we say during the small talk, in case you just want to copy it, then we just talk about her job, her work schedule, and then from there I suggest a date since I know she's free, because this is supported by my conversations with her previously in the small talk that we had. Now obviously I skipped that here because there's too much to show, so yeah, I know everything I need to about her, so I can actually close for a date. So obviously, as you can see here, we actually go for the date. I know she's free because I know her work schedule. I know everything there is about her. I know that her week is cleared up. I gave the boyfriend approach here by basically just having a little bit of small chit chat while we work our way up to the date. It's that simple. It takes a little bit of effort, but that's why these guys get me to do the texting for them, because then they don't have to do it. It's that easy. Because if I'm doing it, they can focus on doing whatever they want. Most guys don't want to text a girl all day long and get a date. It's a lot of fucking work. So yeah. Now she gives a green light to us, telling us how she is free tomorrow, and now I can close for a date, and I know she won't reject. If this is the level of depth and thinking required to get dates with girls, this is the level of depth that is required. Okay, it's not easy. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna tell you the brutal truth on this channel. Getting girls is not an easy task. It is not easy. There is a lot of thinking involved. There's a lot of work involved, and that's unfortunately just how the world is. Girls, they're just difficult because of how the world is. Okay. Guys, dating is hard. Anyway, the reason you're watching this video is to make it easier, so let's keep going. Anyway, so we ask for her rough location in Sheffield to plan our date and strategies for our moves going forward so we can hit a soft close. Anyway, she tells us her rough location, and I know she wants a date. This is good for us, and all you have to do for Jack is just basically play a few more moves on the chessboard, and then he can get a date. Okay, so this is looking good for Jack, and it just looks like it's going to go really well, and it does. I'm sorry to spoil it for you guys, but yeah. Anyway, now I provide my proposal for a date for Jack and tell her that he will pick her up in a new Audi that needs a passenger princess, of course. Now, if your car is not new, you can still lie. Don't get hung up on the sweet talk. It's meant to charm girls, not guys. If you're sat there thinking, oh, my car isn't brand new, the strategy was meant to work on girls, not you guys, okay? So please don't sit there and think, oh shit, I don't have a new car. You don't need a new car. I already explained this in my last video with the X5M story with Leah. I don't remember. But yeah, if you haven't watched that video, you should check it out. It was really cool. Anyway, rough message from her. She says, I might let you take me out on a date, but she does open with her being free. So we still locked in a date here. Surprise, surprise, we got a man Jack a date and a hookup, but I'll keep teaching you on how we did it. Anyway. As you can see here, does it really well. I'm free later, so I might let you take me on a date. Guys, look at her reply, might. These girls are all bitchy. Even this girl, she's high interest, and she's like, I might let you take me on a date. She's acting like she's the prize. Like I told you guys, okay? Girls are not an easy creature. They're just fucking difficult. I've done this for 10 years, and I still get shocked at some of the things girls say. Like, seriously, she's saying, I might let you take me on a date. Like, the treat for this guy to take this girl on a date is the treat. Like, that's just ridiculous, but I'm not an incel. I'm not here to press on that. I'm just gonna do what I gotta do. Anyway, I tell her I'll call her later in regards to date, and I let Jack handle the call. Of course, we took the call with him. We sat on the call with him, and we told him what to say, but regardless, we asked for the address on the call, and then he goes and meets her, and here are the results for Jack, as you can see right here. Some text messages from the aftermath of the date and hookup essentially that he had with text messages from her. We built on rotation, so basically now he's got a rotation of girls that he's having sex with, and he keeps in contact with them frequently, which we use strategies to keep those girls hooked, and basically we maintain it. So we text the girls all for him so he can focus on his life, and he has a consistent rotation. It's that simple. So these are the text message, and here are the actual pictures of them meeting at Miller and Carter, having the date and having sex in the hotel, as you can see here. Anyway, the real work is actually in the rotations I mentioned, because that takes a lot of work, okay? Talking to a girl every single day is not easy, especially when you're using dating apps to build that rotation up more and more. So obviously, that is why the real legwork is after you get a girl. The easy part is getting on the date and having sex with a girl. You want sex with a girl once, that's really fucking easy. Sorry, but like, if you want to get rotation, that's where the real hard work is. If you're struggling with the early phase, that's not good, bro. That's the easiest part of the game. Anyway, as you can see here, nice little steak. Guys, you don't need to take a fucking girl out to Miller and Carter and get her a steak. This guy just did that because he just wanted to. Fair enough to him. Anyway, moving forward. Tinder analysis number 4. Tinder match to Uber slag. This is an example from Chris's Tinder profile. Now, you're really going to fucking like this story. I'm telling you that now. So this is a girl that we basically Ubered to this guy's house to have sex, like a whore. Like, literally, she was like a stripper. It's that simple. Anyway, we always open up with the name. One of my basic rules of my texting principles, no matter what the situation is. If you're dating, married, fucking, it doesn't matter. You start the conversation with her name always. Please always open with the name. Too many guys that come to me and they get me to review their texts after they book a call or whatever. And they're like, guys, look at my text. I'm like, okay, let me see your text. And I see they open with some cringe fucking line and they don't use a name. I'm like, why didn't you open with a name? If you've been watching my videos for this long and you didn't open with my name, what have you learned? Like, if you're not opening with a name, that's your first mistake already, okay? Anyway, always open with a name. It's a mysterious opening, and the girl will always reply, as you can see here. It's a power move. No girl will message you first. Actually, that's not true. I can literally show you the account right now. Hold on. I'll show you right now. There are some girls that do message you first. Just need to... Yeah, there you go. This is a good example of someone that's messaged first. So yeah, girls do message first, but it's very rare and you shouldn't rely on it. It's that simple. Regardless, let's keep moving forward. Anyway, so my signature pickup line, as usual, been using it for many, many years. And as you can see here, it still works like a charm. It's my go-to if you don't know what your niche is or any custom openings, right? So certain guys, they have custom openings. As I mentioned, it's different for each and every single guy. And yeah, it's just as simple as that. Now, obviously, if you don't know your niche, just stick to the classic, typical fucking pickup lines, please. Don't overcomplicate things. Anyway, so yeah, she replies with the usual response, and this is why it's so powerful. There are so many openings to response. Because of the years I spent using this line, I know hundreds of ways to reply to it. And this is why I can come off as witty and charismatic, because I've done this for that long. I'm just that fucking good, guys. Anyway, so yeah, we go for the classic reply this time round with me with my arms around you. Now, if this girl threw a curveball at me, then hell yeah, bro, I'm going to change the reply, but I'm going to say something unique, something else. But she didn't, so I'm going to go for the typical one, because that's what fucking works. Now, response is brilliant. She's showing that she's into our guy, and this is a choosing signal, and as an expert, I know exactly how to play on this. She says, we should definitely make that addition then. And I say, okay, so arms around your waist or neck. This is a standard BJC response, and this is the framework that we use essentially in this scenario, and it's just a textbook strategy that gets result. You'll see, this is literally the Uber Tinder horse strategy. Of course, I'm not going to call it that, because that's a bit kind of fucked, so we're going to go with the BJC. Anyway, the girl has short-term fun in her profile, and she wants to start off with neck. This girl is quite literally a whore and hookup material girl, hence why this strategy was Uber whore sex method. Anyway, we Ubered her to Chris's house, and they ended up having sex. It was that easy. Anyway, moving forward. There you go. As you can see here, we play for the hookup, and now I incept the thought of sex, and I basically do this by telling her an imaginary scenario of us taking pictures of me choking her out, which is very sexual, and the matching my freak is to show I'm a fun and exciting, kinky kind of guy. Now, obviously, more choosing signals from her, and using our framework of BJC, I know she's a green light for easy sex. Her reply is well thought out, and she's putting effort in. This means she wants Chris, so all I have to do is work into the date. And a reply of a new necklace is very well thought out, and most girls are so fucking dry, and this is really good for us. This is gold. Like, this is literally the golden cream of the crop. If a girl's giving you well thought out fucking replies, and she's actually thinking, let me think of something really witty and charismatic to say back to this guy, that's great. Most girls are so fucking lazy. Like, you'll see later on in the next texting scenario, some girls will be so dry, and it's so much more work than it needs to be. Now, we go into the kinky and sexual shit to really make her wet. I tell her I'll put a collar in her and own her. Now, girls love guys that are rough and can be sexualized and used hardcore in sex. But this only works if you lay the foundations right. You cannot say this shit out of the blue. If you randomly get a girl's Tinder match and you match her, and you say this when she's not feeling you, and you say you're going to put a collar on her, you're going to catch a fucking charge, okay? Sorry, that's just how it is. If you lay the foundations right and you do what I'm teaching you, you can say this shit. It's that simple. Now, as you can see, it works so well, she sent a double text at the thought of it. Guys, okay? Girls are not innocent. I want you to remember that. They want to be used as a sex toy, and it's in their nature. I'm not insult. Again, I just play the game. I get the results for myself and my guys. That's it, okay? I'm just telling you the truth. Girls want to be used as a sex toy. That's just how it is, okay? Like, there's literally nothing more to it. Anyone that says otherwise is just a blue-pilled fucking retard, and I'm not a red pill either. If you want to like believe in the blue pill garbage, feel free, okay? Anyway. Whatever works, whatever floats your boat. Anyway, we go for the number, and it's time for a close before it gets boring, and we also add in the pet bit for our playfulness, since she wants to be claimed sexually as a toy. So as you can see here, number secured now, and we go into the WhatsApp texting sequence and how we Ubered her to his house on the same night for easy hookups. Let's get straight into that. Firstly, we call her and have a conversation using the HDN framework for the call, and this consists of talking about sexual kinky conversations, and eventually we go for an actual date and close in for the hookup. Then we tell her, come over tonight, I'll Uber you down, and you send me your address. Well, we send the guy's address. As you can see here in the WhatsApp text, we send the address and we get her down to Chris's house. So yeah, she says, she basically confirms, and it's just down to a matter of time. Chris just literally has to sit there and fucking nothing. He just has to prepare the house and just smell nice for the girl. That's it. Anyway, she says I'll be there in like half an hour-ish, and we're preparing Chris. We're currently on a call with him when this was happening. We're telling him this is what you got to do. This is how you're going to get guaranteed sex. Pretty simple. So a power move to get her in is basically ask for our location. Guys, if you ask for a girl's location and she sends it, she's not curving you. If she doesn't send it, there's a chance she's curving you. So if you want to see if a girl's 100% serious, get her to send her location to you, the live location feature on WhatsApp, and then just sit back, relax, and wait, okay? It's that simple. Now, this is the results that we got. They ended up meeting, having sex here. So as you can see, these are the after texts from the meeting and having sex together. And as you can see, they got up to some kinky activities. I won't go too much into it because it's just gonna be soft core porn. But you could just use your imagination once again. What's going on here? You can imagine what that is. Really, just put that in your brain. It's that simple, okay? But yeah, regardless, this is a conversation after having sex. It's pretty easy, pretty simple stuff, and it's just magical. Anyway, TCA texting setup. This one comes from Lucas's Tinder profile. This is the profile I showed you at the start of the video. So here we go. Let's get straight into it. This girl is very sexy, okay? I'll be honest, she's sexy as fuck. And this is a girl I think I showed at the start of the video as well. So yeah, this means that the work here is much harder since her ego is more inflated. Regardless, we stick to the strategy of opening with the name no matter how hot a girl is. It's a golden rule, okay? So yeah, bad opening from her, not a good start, but this is expected from a very fucking hot girl, okay? If you're wondering why this is bad, it's because she said sup. This is a fucking friend zone start already. Not good. Imagine you text a fucking girl and she's like, sup, bro. Like, that's just, I would just fucking, bro, I'd just curl into a ball. I'd be like, yeah, this is over, bro. She's friend zoned it. Just leave. But regardless, we go into our pickup line as always because this is just the opening. It's the middle phase that's hard, okay? In the texting scenario. The opening is always easy. You can always get a girl to reply to you. It's getting the date and actually having the middle bit of the conversation that's hard. Anyway, not too bad of a sign from her. She does take interest into the pickup line, which is good because I can use my magic in the TCA framework. So yeah, I don't want to explain this bit again. So yeah, we go for the pickup line close here and we say me with my arms around you, and this is where the real work starts. I'm not going to explain why that works. I've already explained it too many times. I'm pretty sure you guys are sick and tired of hearing it. Anyway, as you can see, all girls reply very differently to the scenario, and this one said come here, which is common from a hot girl. It's a low effort reply and wants to demand for us to see her. Girls have different codes, okay? And they fit into different ones. And this one is in the hot girl category, and she suits the TCA framework. Hot girls are going to be more dry and boring. Girls in other categories, let's say girls that aren't as attractive, they're going to fit in the insecure category, and they're going to text more. For example, Mallory, the girl from before, she wasn't that attractive, so she was putting a lot of effort in her response because that's how they compensate. If you're ugly, unfortunately, you're going to have to put more fucking effort into your texting, especially as a guy, okay? If you're ugly as a guy, you need the best texting strategy there is to get girls. And that's why, obviously, people watch these videos. They come to me for help. It's that simple. Now, for girls, it's the exact same. If you're talking to an ugly girl, she's going to put more effort into her reply because she has to. She has to compensate. Now, because this girl's really fucking sexy, and I can admit that. I'm not going to act like she's not. She's beautiful. She's going to be low effort because her looks compensate for the fact of her being a terrible texter. It's that simple. Anyway. So obviously, we basically still press with this conversation the same way. We basically say, so arms around your waist or neck, as you can see here. And this just gives us a lot of opportunities. As you can see, I actually skipped through the slides, but moving on anyway. There you go. Okay, I got it up there. Anyway, now we go for a contrast close here, which means this is basically where we present a... hold on. What the fuck? Sorry, guys. There you go. Okay. So she said, I don't care here, as you can see here. I don't know why that got clipped out, but moving forward. Anyway, we go for a contrast close here, which basically this means we present a modest option with waist in the pictures and a sexual one for the neck in the bedroom. This gives us good cushion to work with. So we said arms around your waist or neck. She goes, I don't care. Fair enough. Like, it's just what I expected from a girl with low effort. She has no, like, she just, again, her looks just compensate for her shitty texting. It's just to be expected. Now, obviously, very basic reply from her. Just okay. It's not looking good. And this next message is actually from Lucas himself, so it went off plan here. This is not my messaging. This is horrible, okay? Lucas here went for a long message. Very fucking terrible. She's replying dry, and this guy he just sent this message, okay? Don't send this message if a girl's not matching your energy, okay? It's bad to go for, and it leads to the girl losing respect for you. Normally, I would heart her reply in this scenario or change topic. This was a mistake from Lucas. He got excited because this girl is just attractive. It's normal for most guys to do this, okay? Everyone's human. If a hot girl's texting you, you're going to get fucking excited. Unless you're a fucking sociopath like me who's been doing this for so long and does this for several guys, you're going to get excited. I don't get excited when a girl texts me anymore because this is practically fucking what I do for every single day for my entire life, okay? If a hot girl texts me, I'm literally not even going to blink. Like, I just do this on such a consistent basis. Anyway, she does reply somewhat well, saying it's a dream, which is good for me. And basically now I can take over and just continue to use the TCA to fix the mess Lucas has made. So she says that sounds like a dream. That's good, not too bad. I was expecting it to be worse. Now, because of the mistake, we have to close it and go for the number. This is the only way we can recover it. There's nothing else we can do in this scenario. Now, obviously, this is an objection. She wants a Snapchat, guys. Never take a girl's Snapchat. It's a lack of self-respect. Girls, take notice into that. If you add a Snapchat, you basically just fucking let yourself become her bitch. She's probably texting 500 dudes on Snapchat. Girls are more personal and private about their number than their own pussy. I'll be honest with you there right now. Some girls that I've fucked in the club back in my university days were more open to sucking my dick in the club bathroom than giving me their number. Seriously, I'm not even lying. That's the truth. Anyway, we go for excuse of not having Snapchat and we say, I'm 23 and don't have Snapchat. You got WhatsApp. We say WhatsApp because also the number again is desperate and WhatsApp is literally just the same thing, right? She starts to give a number regardless, but it just looks better. It's just different than saying number only. Anyway, she says, no, I don't use that. So obviously this is not a good fucking sign. All girls do. I'm not gonna lie to you. All girls have WhatsApp. How else were they gonna text their family? But it doesn't matter. We go for the second option. We say iMessage route, which still leads to a number. That's the end goal. It doesn't matter. All of this leads to a number. If she says I don't have WhatsApp, you go iMessage. If she doesn't have iMessage, you go with the messenger route. It doesn't matter. Fucking Viber. Anything. The point is you have to get the number. The moment you add the Snapchat, you're a little bitch. That's the truth. If you get a girl's Snapchat and you try to get her number and she turns you down, I just want you to know that Deni Ops thinks you're a fucking bitch. Why are you using Snapchat when you're a grown man? Stop. Anyway, enough of that rant. Now, it looks really bad from here on, and she's asking how she knows guys, it's just an objection to our proposal. She goes, how are you going to message you on iMessage, basically? This is just her basically saying that I don't want you. Now, obviously, she's a hot girl, so in this situation, all I can do is just make it more clear, and that's it. Nothing else works here besides a direct approach. Now, some of you motherfuckers are thinking, why didn't I just add her Snapchat? Because if he added her Snapchat, she would curve him. Okay? That's the truth. That's the fucking truth. Adding a girl's Snapchat, she would have curved him. Some of you desperate motherfuckers will be like, just add her Snapchat. No, this is what we fucking do. We basically wait a day, she doesn't reply, and we say, you're real talkative to open up the conversation again. Then she says, I'm busy. And because she says I'm busy, I just fucking heart her response, as you can see here, and she gives us the number. It's that simple. Look at the power in that. I just didn't give a fuck. I'm gonna get what I want. I want the number. I'm gonna get that fucking number. Okay. So obviously I heart her reply. I put her down like a little bitch, even though she's hot. I'll be honest with you. And she gives the number. It's that simple. And as you can see here, this is the WhatsApp conversation. This is the final aftermath of when we take it to WhatsApp. So you're gonna use a line of what am I saving you as your contact as? I'm thinking future wifey. Then build banter and trust. We discuss a gym date and go for a soft close. Now, moving forward, as you can see here, this is the final step of basically sending down an Uber for the actual date. And this is the final texting scenario for this video. And that covers our texts. So yeah, that's all there really is to texting, girls. Guys, and it's just that simple, okay? I'm not going to overcomplicate it. It's really that easy. Just copy what I showed you in this video, and you're going to get the same results. Anyway, I know texting girls is complicated for some of you, and it does take work, even though I said it's simple. Maybe it's simple for me, and that's what I think. A lot of the guys that do come to me do say it's complicated, but from my perspective, it's simple, and I want to make it as simple as possible for you, and that is why I make these videos. I also help guys by messaging girls for them, as you've seen in this video, and teaching everything there is, personalized to them, because I want to give you that edge that everyone else has that I'm helping, right? I just want to give you that. So yeah. Anyway, I do it because everyone deserves a chance to date girls in life. And again, if you want me to review a text, feel free to check out, my website down below. I can review your text. I've got 2 links. I've got one where I run your Tinder account for you and one where I take a look at your text. It's that simple. Full transparency. Anyway, I owe this to my mentor, Force, in service of what he was teaching me in dating. Force changed my life, revolutionary, and all of the results you see from my dating life come from what Force taught me many, many years ago as one of his students. So Force Ops is my mentor, and I owe this to him, and I'm going to give back to the men, my brothers, and show them how they too can text girls and get results like this, okay? I want you to have my results too, so this video is giving you the value and the tool that you need to get better results on Tinder. And that covers that. So I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope to see you over and out.